Okay, think about this. You get in your car, you're ready to drive, you know your vehicle, right? Inside and out.
Sure, most people feel pretty comfortable with their own car.
But the real skill, the thing that actually gets you where you're going safely, isn't just about your car. It's about, well, navigating the road with everyone else.
Exactly. Driving's not really a solo activity, is it? It's this constant interaction, this dance with all sorts of other people and vehicles out there.
And that complex interaction is precisely what we're diving into today. We're drawing from a key source here, the official New York State Driver's Manual.
Ah, yes, Chapter 11, Sharing the Road.
That's the one. And our mission today is basically to unpack this chapter, pull out those really crucial, maybe sometimes overlooked insights, the things that can genuinely make you, the listener, a safer driver.
It's a good goal. Think of it as a shortcut to understanding the road beyond just what you're doing.
So the manual kicks off by making it super clear. You have to share the road safely. And it lists this huge variety of users.
Yeah, it's quite a list, isn't it? Large vehicles, trucks, buses, RVs, then motorcycles, mopeds, pedestrians, bicyclists.
Inline skaters, roller skaters, skateboarders, slow-moving vehicles, scooters, even horseback riders.
Right. The point is, you need to know how to handle the potential issues these different users present and also understand the special rules they have to follow.
That list alone kind of makes you realize just knowing car rules isn't nearly enough.
Definitely. It's about awareness of the whole road environment.
Okay, let's start with pedestrians and skateboarders. The manual really highlights how vulnerable they are. What are the absolute must-dos for drivers?
Well, the law basically says you have to be extra careful, like really vigilant. This includes actively looking out for kids, especially near schools, bus stops, playgrounds.
Parks, ice cream trucks, places where kids might suddenly appear?
Exactly. Those are the hot spots. You need to anticipate them.
What about backing up? That seems like a common danger zone.
Oh, absolutely critical. The manual is very clear. Look through your back window when backing up. Don't just rely on mirrors.
Especially with kids around, right?
Especially then. It even suggests, getting out of the car to physically check behind you before backing out of, say, a driveway.
Get out and look. Wow, that seems like overkill to some, maybe? But the manual emphasizes it.
It eliminates that huge blind spot right behind the car. It's a simple step, but vital.
Okay, what about turns and approaching crossings?
When you turn, you need to scan for pedestrians everywhere. If you're turning right, check your right, obviously. But if you're turning left, look across the road to the other side, too.
Because they might be starting to cross from over there.
Precisely. And the big rule, pedestrians and skateboarders legally crossing, and that means at any crossing, marked or unmarked, like intersections, they always have the right of way.
Always. So you have to slow down or stop.
You must.
Yeah.
And remember patience. The manual notes the elderly or people with disabilities might need a lot more time. Don't rush them.
Okay, now here's a point I found really interesting, and it's super specific. The rule for blind pedestrians.
Yes, this is one every single driver needs to know, no exceptions. If a pedestrian has a guide dog or is using a white or metal cane,
They automatically have the right of way.
always, even if the traffic signal or other rules say it's your turn to go, you see that dog or cane, you stop, period.
That's a really important one. How can drivers just generally get better at spotting pedestrians before it becomes an issue?
It's about active scanning. The manual suggests consciously moving your eyes side to side every few seconds. Look near the road. Look approaching the road. Don't just stare straight ahead.
You have to actively search for them.
Exactly. Now, it's not all on the driver, though. Pedestrians have rules, too.
Right. What does the manual expect from them?
Obey signals, officers, signs. Use the sidewalk if there is one. If not, walk facing traffic as far off the road as possible.
And no standing in the road trying to get a ride or sell stuff.
Correct. That's prohibited.
Okay, so wrapping up pedestrians, it's hyper-awareness, especially near those kid zones, checking behind you when backing, understanding right-of-way at all crossings, and knowing that absolute rule for blind pedestrians. Basically, expect people, be ready to stop.
Well put. Now, moving on to bicyclists and inline skaters. Different wheels, similar vulnerabilities. They share the road, going the same direction as you.
And the manual stresses again, they're hard to see and have zero protection, so blind spots are key again.
Absolutely. And again, it means turning your head, not just a glance in the mirror. Before turning, parking, opening your door, pulling out from the curb, check that blind spot. This includes scooter operators, too.
And give them space. Right, lots of space.
Definitely. Give them room, slow down when you pass. The manual even mentions something interesting. The air pressure from your vehicle passing too close and too fast can actually knock them off balance.
Seriously, the air pressure, that's a detail I bet most people don't consider.
It's a subtle but real danger. And like motorcyclists, they might react suddenly to things you don't even see.
Like potholes or gravel.
Exactly. Debris, road seams, grates. They might swerve or brake unexpectedly. The key takeaway is they have the same rights and responsibilities as other vehicles. You yield to them like any other vehicle. And they need to follow the rules too.
What are some of their main rules drivers should know about?
Okay, so if there's a bike lane, they should use it. If not, ride near the right curb or edge unless they're preparing to turn left or avoiding a hazard.
So generally, stay to the right.
Generally. And they must stop completely before entering a road from a driveway or alley. They can't ride more than 2 abreast in a single lane. And riding on sidewalks might be illegal depending on local rules.
The manual mentions helmet rules, too.
Yes, important for safety. For kids aged 1 to 13, that includes passengers on bikes, and skaters-approved helmets are mandatory. For adults, it depends on local laws, but highly recommended.
And they have hand signals, right? Like turn signals for bikes.
They do. Left turn is easy. Left arm straight out, stop or slow down. Left arm out, bent down at the elbow. Right turn has 2 options. Right arm straight out, or the left arm out, but bent up at the elbow. Knowing those helps you anticipate.
Huh. 2 ways for a right turn. Good to know. Any other specific bike rules?
A few. Can't carry an infant under 1 year old. Kids 1 to 4 need a proper child safety seat attached to the bike. No passengers unless there's a designated passenger seat.
Keep one hand on the handlebars. Don't carry stuff that messes with control.
Right, and serious crashes need to be reported to the DMV.
What about riding at night? Specific gear needed.
Oh yeah, visibility is critical then.
Yeah.
They need brakes, obviously, and a horn or bell you can hear from 100 feet. Mandatory lights, white headlight visible 500 feet ahead, red taillight visible 300 feet behind.
And side visibility, too.
Yes, one of the lights needs to make them visible from the side from 200 feet, plus reflector requirements for new bikes.
Okay, so for bikes and skaters, check blind spots by turning your head, give lots of room, especially passing, remember that air pressure thing? Yeah. Know their basic lane positioning and signals, and respect their right to be there. Anticipation and space seem key.
Exactly. Now, motorcyclists. The manual gives this a lot of attention, and for good reason. It starts right off saying drivers often just don't see them.
And that's terrifying because, as the manual points out, they are so much more vulnerable. In a car motorcycle crash, the rider is way more likely to get seriously hurt or killed.
And the common refrain from the car driver, I didn't see the motorcycle.
Why? What makes them so hard to see? The manual lists a few things.
First is just size. They're smaller, which does 2 things. Makes them harder to spot initially, and also makes them look farther away than they are. So judging their speed and distance is tricky.
They might be closer and faster than you think.
Precisely. And while they use the full lane, they don't fill it visually like a car. They can kind of hide in plain sight, especially when you're looking past another car or merging.
Their lighting is different too, right? Even if it's on.
Yeah, that's another factor.
Yeah.
Headlights and taillights are required to be on. But with so many cars having daytime running lights now, a single motorcycle headlight doesn't stand out as much.
And their taillights, smaller. And since they're always on, the change to the brake light isn't always as dramatic. Plus, they usually don't have that high center brake light like cars do.
So the brake light is lower, less obvious.
Right. And turn signals are often close to the headlight or taillight, making them harder to distinguish. Plus, many aren't self-canceling, so a rider might forget it's on, which is confusing.
Intersections are called out as being particularly dangerous.
Yeah, that's where they didn't see them issue really bites. We naturally tend to notice bigger things first. The manual cites stats. Like in 2015, 41% of fatal motorcycle crashes involved the other vehicle turning left while the motorcycle was going straight.
That classic left turn scenario.
Exactly. Over half of reported motorcycle crashes in NY in 2014 involved another vehicle. It happens a lot.
And the manual suggests maybe drivers just aren't looking for motorcycles specifically.
That's a big part of it. If you're mentally scanning for cars, you might filter out a motorcycle. Drivers need to consciously train themselves. Look for all hazards, including motorcycles. Beyond visibility, how might motorcyclists react differently to the road itself?
They're way more affected by surface conditions. Loose gravel, debris, pavement seams, wet leaves, manhole covers. Things a car barely notices can force a rider to change speed or position suddenly.
So you need to give them room to maneuver around that stuff.
Absolutely. Near railroad tracks, they'll often slow down, maybe stand up slightly, cross at a right angle. On steel bridges, they might move to the center for stability. Expect these adjustments.
So how should drivers adjust when near a motorcycle?
Number 1, don't tailgate. Ever. Motorcycles can stop faster than cars sometimes, and their slowing down might be less obvious. Give extra following distance, especially in bad weather or at night.
And passing.
Be careful. Give them plenty of room, just like with bicyclists, because of that air pressure effect. Don't crowd them.
Okay, so motorcycles, it really boils down to actively looking for them, understanding they're hard to see and judge distance speed, knowing they react to road hazards differently, and giving them lots of space. Don't tailgate. Be careful passing.
That sums it up well. Now, a related category, mopeds, or limited-use motorcycles. The manual defines these by speed.
Right. Class A is 3140 mph, B is 2130, and C is 20 mph or less. And this class matters for where they can ride.
Exactly. There's a chart showing requirements, registration, lights on, safety responsibility apply to all. License-wise, any regular driver's license usually covers mopeds.
But where they ride is the key difference for other drivers, right?
Exactly. Class A, the faster ones, can use any traffic lane or shoulder, like a motorcycle. But Class B and C, the slower ones, must stay in the right lane or on the shoulder as far right as possible.
Unless they're turning left.
Correct. And importantly, B and C mopeds generally cannot go on expressways or limited access highways unless a sign specifically allows it.
So you won't typically see the slower ones on the interstate. How should drivers treat them?
The manual says, use the same precautions as you would for a bicyclist. Treat them as small, vulnerable, potentially unpredictable users. Give them space.
What about helmets?
Mandatory for Class A and B operators. Recommended for Class C. The manual even mentions specific safety standards for gear.
And insurance inspection, quickly.
Insurance mandatory for A and B.
Right.
Recommended for C, unless it's a rental. Inspection only mandatory for A. No title needed. Mostly operator concerns. But good to know, A and B are more regulated.
So for mopeds, know the classes, know that B and C stay right and usually off highways, and treat them with the same caution you'd give a bicyclist. Give them space.
Precisely. Okay, let's move to the other end of the size spectrum. Large vehicles. Trucks, RVs, buses. The manual opens this with a pretty sobering statistic.
Yeah, that in over 60% of fatal crashes involving cars and big trucks, the car driver contributes to the cause. And 4 out of 5 times, the car driver is the one killed.
It really underscores the need for car drivers to understand how fundamentally different these large vehicles are. It's not just a big car.
What are the key differences?
The manual lists 4 main things. Huge blind spots, much longer stopping distances, needing way more room to turn or maneuver, and taking longer for you to pass them.
Those blind spots are called no zones, right? Where are they?
All around, basically. Directly behind them is a big one. Big ones on both sides, often extending way back. And even in front. For trucks with long hoods, there can be a 20-foot blind spot.
20 feet in front. Wow. So if you're in those zones?
The driver cannot see you. Period. You're invisible. Stay out of the no zones.
And stopping distance? Much longer.
Way longer. Mass plus potential brake lag means they need a lot more road to stop. Never cut closely in front of a truck. Leave tons of following distance.
Maneuvering is tough for them, too.
Yeah, they can't stop, accelerate, or turn quickly. Those wide turns are a big one. They often have to swing left to make a right turn. Don't try to squeeze by on the right when they're turning.
So, knowing all that blind spots, stopping distance, turning needs, what are the practical tips for car drivers?
Don't cut them off.
Ever.
Especially before an exit. Slow down, exit behind them. When you pass a truck, don't pull back in until you can see the entire front of the truck in your rear view mirror.
Give them that space buffer.
Exactly. Watch their signals carefully. Anticipate those wide turns. And don't just hang out next to them in their blind spot. Either pass decisively or stay back.
Passing takes longer too, doesn't it?
Much longer, especially on a two-way road. Make sure you have plenty of clear road ahead. And remember, they lose speed going uphill, but gain it going downhill. That affects your passing time.
What if a truck is backing up, like into a loading dock?
The manual says never pass close behind them. They often can't see you directly behind. They need room. Just be patient. Wait. Trying to zip past is asking for trouble.
And don't misjudge their size or speed.
Right. Their size can make them look like they're moving slower or farther away than they really are. An oncoming truck can be on top of you quicker than you expect. On 2-lane roads, move right to give them space.
Final point. Stopping behind them.
Always leave space, especially uphill. They might roll back a bit when starting. Gives you an escape route, too.
So, big vehicles. Respect their size and limitations. Understand the no zones, the stopping distance, the turning needs. Patience and space are everything. Don't linger beside them, don't cut them off, give them room.
That's the core message. Now, the manual wraps up with a few other less common road users. Slow-moving vehicles first.
The key sign here is that orange triangle symbol, right? Reflective triangle.
Yep. You'll see it on farm vehicles, annually drawn carts, some construction gear, rural mail carriers. See the triangle, be cautious, slow down, pass only when safe.
What about ATVs and snowmobiles?
They can legally cross roads, but they have rules. Must stop first, yield to all traffic, and cross at a 90-degree angle straight across.
Oh, okay. And horseback riders?
They have the same rights and responsibilities.
Yeah.
Should ride single file, near the right edge. For drivers, careful, approach slowly, give plenty of space, and crucially, it's illegal to honk your horn near a horse.
Don't spook the horse, makes sense. So these other users, just be aware they exist, look for the signs like the triangle, know the basic crossing rules for ATVs, and be extra cautious and quiet around horses. The road is for everyone.
We've really covered a lot just from this one chapter, haven't we? From pedestrians to big rigs. What's the big takeaway, the thread connecting all this?
It really feels like it comes down to constant active awareness. Not just looking, but seeing. Checking blind spots, properly turning your head, realizing smaller users are hard to spot and bigger users have major limitations.
And respecting right-of-way, giving space, being patient.
Yeah, it's about understanding that everyone else out there might be operating under different rules, different physics, different vulnerabilities than you are in your car. You have to anticipate and adjust.
Moving beyond just operating your vehicle to being a truly aware participant in this whole shared system.
Exactly. It's about managing the interaction safely.
So we've dug deep into Chapter 11 of the NY Driver's Manual today, pulled out some really practical stuff about sharing the road with, well, everyone else.
And this is all straight from the official guide. Details about unseen motorcycles, those huge truck blind spots, the specific rights of blind pedestrians, even not honking at horses.
It makes you think, doesn't it? If there's this much specific vital detail just in the chapter about sharing the road with different types of users, what other seemingly small things are tucked away in official resources, like the driver's manual that maybe we've forgotten or never quite registered, that could make a real difference to our safety and everyone else's every time we get behind the wheel? What else is hiding in plain sight in that manual?